Okay.
All right, I'll let you sit here and you kind of get up and we'll go about this.
Yeah, you tell me.
Okay, I'll let you flip it.
What do you mean?
When you starting?
Now?
Okay, it started?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody. This is Midwest Farmer Leduc. I'm going back to plowing. I had this 414s plow here for over 25 years. I pulled it with a 40-30. I still have the 40-30. The reason I'm not pulling with it now is the tires are wore down and I don't want to buy new tires for that tractor because I don't want to tear up my alfalfa field. And I have pulled it with my 6230 John Deere. Now that's got bigger tires and don't want to fit in the furrow as well, but it does pull real easy. Of course, it's a big tractor. And actually, this 720 is right in the same horsepower as my 40-30 and my 6230 John Deere. I bought me a used, to me it's a new 720 diesel electric start tractor. I'm going to give you a kind of a thing or two about the plow. For those people who don't know nothing about the plow, this is a semi-mounted. It rides on the back tire and the 3-point hitch when it's all the way up and the cylinder lifts it up. These are adjustments it's made. The thing at the moldboard, these are what they call land sides, and the thing at the moldboard and the shear is hooked to is what they call a frog, and this is another piece here, and it does have a trip here if it hits a stump or whatever. And actually, I haven't tripped one of these plows probably in 20 years, so I don't know if it's rusted or what. These things we call coulters. I've got newer coulters on there. And I bought 2 extra ones. I bought them at a sale. And this is the original ones here. It's cast iron, but there's no bearings in it. It's bushings. It's a little bit loose. It works. Nothing wrong with that. These have bearings in it. This is called a ripple coulter because it's got little ripples. And you adjust them up here on the cut that you want. The cylinder here is what picks up the tire over there, and Lisa, go ahead and head around the other side here. Being on that, just kind of keep focusing on it. And this here bar here turns the rear wheel when the tractor turns with this here part here. So let's come up this way on it. So basically this turns the wheel and back there on that. So this is what they call a steerable plow. It is a fully I can't name a regular plow here. It's not a mounted plow. It's a semi-mounted plow. And the advantage of that is you can set the back or the front and stuff. But a 720 tractor here that I bought, on the 40-30 tractors and all the newer John Deeres, after the 730s, there was a 730 tractor. Basically, it's almost the same. The 730's got newer sheet metal, different steering wheel and dash, and what have you on it. And what we've got here is the rock shaft. And this is the rock shaft, and there's 1, 2, 3 different marks here. And then you pull this back, and this is what adjusts that part of the rock shaft in here. So this here is what they call a 3-point center link, and that fits into here and wherever you put that. And I got this pretty much screwed down, and this is where that goes in that pin like that. And the idea of that is a rock shaft or depth control is when the tractor's pulling too hard and it's going to spin out or actually kill the tractor, this 3-point hitch will go up and you can keep plowing. So in other words, when a tractor and a plow is mowing down in the ground and basically to somewhat going deeper, it will automatically go up. And the 720s and the 730s, and basically the 530, 630, 620, and the 30 series, they've all got this rock shaft in it. I do not know what the 70s have. They're a very similar tractor. They're just older. I don't know what they have, but this is what I got. So then I got to hook these hoses into the hydraulics. I got 2 levers. This lever here close to the seat is what raises up the 3-point hitch. And of course these has got to be level to hook onto there. Now this here is an attachment that I got from the Plow guy, and I'm going to bring him on when I either got it built or going and working. I'm going to invite him out and we'll try to maybe make a video together, and so he can get some credit for helping me out. There's another piece that goes over and a spring that goes and it mounts here to hold this from falling forward or whatever on it. But otherwise it's supposed to be loose where it bends, and he brought up the comment it has to be that way because that goes up, and if this arm is solid, something's got to give, and that makes a lot of sense. And so this is putting it in. I had a hard time finding this, and I didn't know if this existed. Hold up there, Lisa. I'll grab this. Got it.
Okay.
And part of it there. So I got this magazine from Almond Auction, and they got an auction coming up, and they sell a lot of old tractors, and people might call them antiques. This pre-30 tractors are all antiques. They're not really practical to use, but they've got some other ones like these are still practical to farming. I got a 2-cylinder club magazine this lady gave me. I called over the phone mainly because I was looking for these parts. Real nice lady. If you don't got the magazine, look online and call them up. That's how I found out about it. And there's people that sell parts and people that tell you how to fix things in this here. And whatever. And this is a book that I bought 10 years so I could read up on it. Now I read up quite a bit because I got one. And this is an older manual in my tractor. This is a 57. I think this manual came out in 56. This is a diesel tractor and it's electric start. So this is a true 720 electric start diesel. Some people need help finding parts. There's a lot of parts to be found. With all that type of thing, and anyhow, I don't know who that is, but they have a nice airplane. So I can go and look in Steiner parts, and they've got a lot of them here. They got Oliver's, they got everybody's tractor in there. But I'm just kind of going, my parts man at John Deere helped me find this here after I was told about it, and we was able to find that.
Good.
So, but there ain't none of them available. And he's just got one, and I was looking at making them, and that gets quite expensive. Being at that part. Now I'm missing my other favorite part. I could have swore it was right here somewhere. Here it is. I seen this at a Plow show where somebody made it, and of course this center link would go right in there, and it was welded onto the plow, I thought. But I'm going to try to put a hinge system on here so it would give as well. So I've got a whole bunch of these made. I've got a John Deere bigger plow, and it was on it. It's a newer plow. It's about it came out in a 50 series tractors type, and it's got a floating beam. So this was to hold the floating beam part of it, and it was solid. So I got this piece, and then I got to measuring it, up here. And I got looking at the bottoms and stuff, and I realized it was about the same height. And if I put that on there, I think I'm going to come close to inventing something here. But I got to make it first. I want to make a comment. The one lonely farmer, Wesley Pandy, he fixes and does a lot of equipment, and I enjoy his videos. And actually, in 2011, I got in a drought, and I thought about making videos to make extra money, and that don't really work out. They don't give you any money. They kind of basically on it. But Wesley was in the game. He was nice enough to help me, and he's got a lot of different tractors and a lot of different problems. And I'm just doing this video so my kids know what I did here when they're gone, working on this stuff, because I have to figure this stuff out. Being on that part. To give you a little bit more on the tractor here, this here runs this other lever would run the cylinder with the two hoses. It's plugged in here, and that would raise the back wheel. So if I want to close a furrow, there's a lot of times I'll double plow, and that means I'll replow, and then when I finish up, so when I get done plowing my field, I got my whole field level. I don't leave ridges, I don't leave furrows. You can close them up, and that's where the semi-mounted plow works the best, and it's level across it. But I do need this draft control because I have a lot of different ground. Now my PTO leaks oil. I need to work on that. There's a lot of things that on this tractor that I need to fix up. One of them's battery box. All this stuff costs quite a bit of money. First of all, I'm going to make it work and plow with it and try to save some money. I'm trying to plow because I have to work the ground down. This way I plow all the weeds down. I don't have to keep cutting the weeds up so it don't drag up with a field cultivator to level it. I'm using a lot of chemicals that's in the past because they work. Otherwise, I'm stuck with using Roundup on it and to kill the weeds and stuff, and I can run a plow on a tractor. This plow here. The other thing about this tractor, I can fix it. The other thing of it is it don't break down is bad. They will wear out. There's issues on everything on it and stuff like that. I did notice something on it. I have other tractors like John Deere A's with square box seats, and there's always plenty of platform here. But this was designed with 4 6-volt batteries to run the electric thing, and this has got a bigger battery case, and actually it takes up about 2 to 4 inches more floor space, so it gets my toes a little bit closer up to the front than I'd like to be, because you push the seat all the way back, being on that part of it. So, but also I've got this tractor set up on 30-inch rows. The wheels are already in. This is 13-inch wide tires. Fits perfectly in the furrow, and I have plowed with it, and I know it'll plow. The tractor runs good. And so I'm bringing it back around. Lisa can look at this. This here is the clutch. This here is the clutch handle. It's a hand clutch. And since my hydraulics and 3-point hitch, if I start bogging down, I can raise the plow up on that, but I have to turn around that way to look at it, so I can't really stop and see what I'm doing. A lot of John Deere equipment, when they came out with clutches, they had the PTO and stuff on the other side, so when you reach forward to the clutch, you can look back that way. But since I got to find the lever and then look back that way, the clutch is kind of an inconvenience to a certain extent, and that's why you need the draft control on that. Because once you have a draft control working, the only time you're going to look back is when it starts pulling hard and you realize that you're plowing up somebody's outhouse or well top out in the field or what have you, that somebody buried and you picked up in the field, you know, type of thing. Then you realize it and what have you. But this is the clutch. This here is the PTO. You step on this foot pedal, and that's supposed to engage it, and this is supposed to shut it off. And I've been working on it to try to shut it off and then disengage it being there. This is the electric starter that starts it. The other diesel tractors have a pony engine, and there's a little door here that you take out, and this was the guy owner's deal. For right now, the tractor idles and it'll stay if it's all the way open, and I plow it in that. I will fix that immediately. This tractor, I had a John Deere mechanic that worked for me, and he loves 720 tractors. In memory of him, I won't say his name here, but he was a hell of a good mechanic for us, and he knew these tractors, and he painted them up. And actually, he painted all his tractors with a paintbrush, and it looked good. But after 40 years, I knew this mechanic painted this tractor, and he knew this tractor, and we always talked about it. And then the guy was selling it, so I bought it. And being on it, so I see a lot of little things that, you know, he did. But remember, this paint job on here is about 40 years old already, being at that. So I kind of knew of this tractor in the 1980s, and it was built in 1957. And it's got this is a generator, not an alternator. And so we kind of go around and look at some things. It's got a wide front end, which I like. It's got a little bit of weights on it. I like that. You come right on around here, Lisa, and then I'm gonna take the camera away from you, because I'm gonna get up and show it and point out some things here. So I'm looking at it there. This is the air breather, and you put oil down in here at this level. It says oil level right here, I think. Yeah. And that's to catch the dirt, so you don't have to buy a $200 oil filter or air breather type of thing. And these are the fuel filters. Now they do cost a few bucks, and there's two of them in there. And this is where the fuel from the return line from the tractor and stuff going into that tractor. But it's very simple. There's only 2 cylinders on here, so the other tractors have 4 and 6. So I only got to worry about the 2 cylinders. This is the flywheel cover, and it's a big heavy flywheel. This here is the timing cover. It also runs the fan shaft here, and type of thing. You know, I should have checked that a little bit more. That fan should be a little bit tighter in there. I didn't do that. You shouldn't be able to push the fan like that. I forgot to check that one. So I got something there to work on. There's a clutch that goes into that, and that needs to be replaced. And then this guy had trouble walking, older people on it, so he put this foot thing on it. I think he's got another foot one there, but having the tractor with the wheels all the way in, and notice he took this headlight off right here, and you need that. I want to put lights on this. I'm wanting to keep it narrow like this, so I'm going to try to put flat top fenders on it, and they don't come with 2 lights. You got to buy them too, and be on that part. Now this guy fixed up a nice seat for me, but we got 2 6-volt batteries underneath of it. Right now, a lot of farmers say that you don't need a seat because you lost your ass. So anyhow, this is the front of it, and I got an oil pressure gauge that works, water gauge that works. The hour meter works. This here is the on switch for the starter, and then there's lights and stuff. But since I don't have any lights except for one on this side, I think I might, when I put them flying, I might leave this one headlight on here and shine it more at the ground so I could see close at the ground, as well as getting my headlights on my fenders to see far away. So I got an air cleaner. The muffler, they also had a bigger muffler to knock down on sound, but it's also twice more expensive than that muffler. That one looks like it fits a John Deere or a lot of tractors and stuff. So in the winter time, this is what they call this button down, or down here is a decompressing thing that you can press that to help it turn over easier. But you don't need it when the summertime. And then to shut it off, we have this here. And what we do, if I can do it right, see if I can grab it like that. And when you bring that back, when we bring this throttle all the way back, that shuts the fuel off. But to start it, you need to have that open just a little bit. And this here is the foot pedal to engage PTO, and it is continuous power takeoff, and then to take it out, you shift it down. So I make sure I got it neutral, and I got this on, and at least I'm going to start it so I don't scare you, so you know what's going on. Oh, I got it working. That's my plow speed. Got power steering. And looking back here, this is the 3-point hitch. Of course, I have nothing in the on that part of it. On the hydraulic lever, that's what this is. And tires pull good and stuff. So that's about it for right now. I gotta pull this little button again. Since I had it neutral, that flywheel just spun a little bit, but the clutch is working fine for right now. That's one of the things too. You can take that cover off of there, and you get in there and adjust the clutch if you need to. So there's a lot of ways to get onto it. My new tractor here with John Deere, it's been terribly hard to keep that going. I had to put a new engine in it because the computer failed on me and I had no warning lights or anything like that. Each one of these gauges actually goes the oil pressure to the water temperature type of thing, and the fuel gauge. On my loader tractor over there that I bought new, the computer runs it, and each one of them computers keep going out and causing some trouble, so I'm being on it. There's no plastic on this dang tractor that I know about, where John Deere has all them computer controls and stuff in plastic being on there. So I don't know where the plastic's at. You know, you could call this other stuff, but I think they got, no, that's steel, I can feel it. There's some other type of thing. Maybe the steering wheel's plastic being on it type of thing. So basically, it gets there. If you notice that the PTO turns, and there's some way to adjust, you got to take a lot of things apart, but right now I want to get plowing with it right away. So that's what I've been working on, is trying to make a quick hitch and stuff like that. So I'd like to thank Lisa for coming out and helping me making these videos. And there's Lisa, our winner here. So she does all that part, and it takes a lot of work to do this. And like Wesley there, and One Lonely Farmer type of thing, and there's a lot of truth. All of us farmers do get lonely out here. We're by ourselves, working by ourselves and stuff. We get some help here and there, but I do think there's a lot of people wanting to farm, but I don't know how they're going to get back into it with all these corporations and foreign countries buying up the land. So everybody needs to look into that and realize when the food is running out in the grocery stores and the meat and the milk, these farmers have went out of business because they got pushed out of business. I know, because my dad, I live on it and I've seen it all the time. If you go around Illinois, you see all these silos, they're sitting empty. They're not raising, there's very few pastures out here, but they are out here, they're coming back, people are working on them, and but not many and stuff. But we lost a lot of ranchers, we lost a lot of dairy farmers, You know, it's all corporate hog farms now. There is small farms that's raising hogs and stuff. If you want this, I strongly, you know, want the old-fashioned meat and stuff like that. You're going to have to go out and find it, but it is out there. So a little locker plants and processing places, they make wonderful meat. Just go out and find it. It's not that far away. If you really want it, you can make it happen. Thank you all. Bye.